was born in the Bronx, New York, 1976. My mother was raising me in one of the most drug-infested areas in the South Bronx. The city was plagued by crack, cocaine, heroin, you name it, they sold it. In 1980, my grandfather, Bernard Grimm, a World War II veteran, gained legal guardianship of me in hopes of keeping me in a safer environment. My Uncle Joe and my Aunt Virginia became New York police officers. I was protected, but I was also a minority, a biracial boy struggling to find my place in an ever-changing world. My Uncle Joe Grimm was an illustrator and a photographer. In fact, he's responsible for these throwback images you see in this presentation. He was my uncle, my best friend, and father figure. You see, we all lived in project buildings emerging from a vast landscape of greenery called parkside houses. Those were the good old days. Fast forward to the year 2001, right before the September 11th attacks. I moved into a single-bed apartment in Spanish Harlem, Manhattan. Working 2 part-time jobs, I earned an associate's in applied science degree at Bronx Community College and graduated with honors. I knew I wanted to make movies and started a 3-year journey with my friends and family to create one of my most ambitious projects ever. It was called Dark Superman. The whole movie was green screened and I had over 100 people cast in it. I funded a majority of the movie and created 50 different costumes to represent most of the characters found in DC Comics. You're looking at R2D2 right there. Okay. Rolling. Action.
Stop laughing, Allie.
I didn't know I did it for the first time.
No, that was money on one sheet. No, you gotta say, if I leave the fan off, when she turned around, say, tell her, I'll turn it on, then you'll see them.
Copy.
Yeah.
Flex.
Innocent bystanders.
Innocent bystanders.
Colleagues of mine.
Sorry, I'm curious.
It's okay. It's all right. Take your time. Yeah. Be careful. Blooper reel. Okay. Perhaps some wing. Some wing. It's the wing. Some wine. So repeat it again.
I got you.
You know, we had this under control until you showed up. She'd still be alive.
During production, I was invited by Dean Prime to my first New York Comic Con back in 2013. It was then that I donned my first cosplay. It was a costume I created for one of my actors and we already shot his scenes. I took the opportunity to meet other cosplayers and recruited them to be in the movie.
You see the other hand? They got no glove, that's the problem. Oh.
You want some? You want some too? Bring it!
Cool. The fun really began in 2014 when I decided to learn how to construct foam armor. Using EVA foam mats, I was able to create lightweight costumes. I was Lex Luthor, and it was the first time I met Michael Burns, the definitive Superman on the East Coast. We battled it out amongst thousands of attendees and press. It was our big break. We were all over the internet, like MTV's Most Beautiful Cosplays of 2014. During the production of Dark Superman, I became infatuated with cosplaying and started creating costumes outside the production of the movie. First, you create a template of the armored piece you want to make. I usually draw the pattern on a folded piece of paper so that you have even dimensions of symmetry. Once I cut the shapes out of the EVA mat, I sand down the edges to make it smooth. Then I heat the outside of the foam so that I can mold it to my desired shape. Heating up the foam collapses the cells in the mat, creating a hard shell. Be sure to work in a ventilated area and wear a mask for protection. When heated, the fumes can be very toxic. Hot glue becomes very necessary. Some people prefer contact cement glue. I use both depending on the situation. Once I make my shapes, I generally use Plasti Dip or primer paint. Once your armor is prepped, the paint job is what really brings it to life. I use acrylic-based paints for my base color. After I paint my pieces, I like to coat it several times with crystal clear acrylic gloss. This protects the armor and helps gives it a sheen look. I like to use battery-operated LED lights because I like my armors to have that powered-on look. When you're on the convention floor, you become someone else, something different. I love the idea of bringing my favorite characters to life. I do this for fun. It's art. Art can heal and unite the world. Cheers to that little boy growing up. I do this for you.
And the cracks begin to show.